This section of the video is going to talk about how you can use design thinking in your classroom. The Stanford School of Design uses this protocol for all of their work, and many companies like IDEO have modified it for their own use as well. The design thinking process applies really to any problem to encourage new ideas and critical thinking. First, empathy for the problem must be attained. Interviewing and putting oneself in others' shoes is a critical step. Don't assume that you know what the problem is. Ask questions. Then, use what you've learned in the empathy phase to define a specific problem, ideally in 1 or 2 sentences. These first two steps require you to focus your thinking, narrow down the empathy gained into a specific problem. The next steps are meant to flare your thinking, expand your imagination to capture as many ideas as possible. Sometimes the really crazy ideas don't end up being so crazy after all. So you ideate, come up with as many possible solutions as you can, and then as you start to focus your thinking again, prototype. This is where a lot of critical thinking can come into play because you have to figure out how to emulate the experience of your idea. Your idea may not be a tangible thing. How could you test that? Gather some feedback and assess the prototype. Do you need to make changes? Sometimes you have to go back to the empathy phase, and that's okay. The design process here is shown in a linear fashion, however, sometimes it ends up being more circular. Design thinking is a great way to incorporate all of the 4 C's, especially critical thinking. Students have to puzzle out a solution and be ready to explain how they arrived there. Watch this video from IDEO about the design process. I know it looks old, but I think that demonstrates the staying power of design thinking. And then take a look at the attached activity to get an idea of how you can use it with students. Then try the wallet challenge with a friend or a family member, or in a Google Doc. Take a problem you'd like to try and solve and outline the design thinking process to solve it. Take some photos or a video of the process if you can, and share a reflection about your experience in the 4 C's Google Classroom.